What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Live Time with Alec. We're live on Instagram today. We're live on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and we're going to talk about video and why video matters. If you're on Instagram with me right now, sorry, you don't get any fancy, cool overlays and all the fun stuff. But we're going to dive into the topic of video and why this is crucially important. But it's really the untalked about piece of the game here. Why this stuff really, really matters. So buckle up. All right, friends, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. As you know, every Tuesday, I try to come at you with some content that I feel is going to add value to your life to help kind of educate and push the narrative of my industry forward. And if it benefits you and your industry, welcome and enjoy the party. We're going to talk about video today. And if you're on Instagram, say what's up. Nice to talk to you guys. But let's really talk about what video does. Now, for those, again, on Instagram, you're not going to see the pop-ups and the cool stuff. That's on other social channels, but you'll get the gist. Okay. Here is the first of all, if you're watching this also in the future, whether on one of the social platforms, hashtag bypassed, it's the title of my book, gives me some joy to let me know that you took 2 seconds out of your day to hang out with me in social. But let's talk about video. Number one, video is a crucially important foundational part of anybody's content strategy. And when I say content strategy, I need to unpack that word for a minute because it has this huge connotation to it, but it's really simple. If you're passionate about what you bring to your marketplace, if you're passionate about what you bring to your marketplace, whether it's your skills, your expertise, the service, the product, whatever you provide, if you're passionate about that, then a content strategy is literally just you showcasing to the world what you do. Okay, don't overcomplicate this word. I hate when we make these big words up and it's like, oh, a content strategy. Why share what you do? Share what makes you special. Use social media as a place for human connection and not a place to humble brag about yourself. And you're absolutely on your way to dominating the world. So that's the foundation of this whole thing. So why video? The truth about video content and why it's irreplaceable, why you have to do it. Okay, let's go back in time. Let's go back in time and set the whole conversation up. In the glory days of my business in mortgage origination, the way to success was through relationships, period. The way for success in mortgage banking in the past was through relationships, period. That was it. In fact, it was so simple that the playbook was run around and meet realtors, make friends with them, build relationships, create likability, knowability, and trust through consistency and earn referrals. Hello, it wasn't complex then. It's not complex now. Yet, we have all these fascinating, amazing new mediums to play in, and we're not necessarily playing. So video has to be a foundational part of your messaging. It's the same way that we used to get coached growing up in this business, which was go make relationships. Well, guess what? There's another medium where millions of your customers and referral partners are hanging out, and you're effectively invisible, and you need to show up with video. Now, can you do social graphics? Yeah. Can you do social quotes? Yep. Can you actually type in a sentence or a paragraph of what you're feeling? Yes, absolutely you can. And you can put that out on social media, and people can read it, and they can stop. But here's the truth. Video goes 1 million times further than any of those other activities. That's like saying, hey, you can send mailers to realtors back in the day. You can send them an email, a handwritten note. Nothing's the same as a face-to-face interaction with that agent. So we know that that's part of the foundation, but why does this really matter? Well, number one, we love video. We love it. Billions of dollars are spent to put movies and videos in front of your face. You're probably subscribing to multiple streaming video networks. YouTube is massively consumed. Video, we like it. Okay, so humans like it. So what's the other truth about video that makes this fundamental? Number two, it showcases who you are if you let it. If you let it. If you try to become somebody you're not on social media and show up and you're just like, hey, I'm this guy, and everyone can see that you're really not that person, you lose out. But it can showcase who you are if you let it. Now, I got to pause on this topic and really go one layer underneath this, okay? So, yes, video can showcase who you are. Yes, you should let it. But immediately when I show this bullet point, people get insecure. They don't like who they are, maybe. they cast such insane judgment on themselves. They say they don't like how they look and sound on social media. They put all this pressure on top of them, and you have to peel this away, and you have to peel it away with two violent strokes. The first one is nobody frickin' cares. No, that's true. No one cares. They care what they look like and sound like. They don't care what you look like and sound like. You got to get over yourself. Number two, do you have friends? Do they like you? Have they seen your face and heard your voice? So stop it. So stop. It showcases who you are. But what that really allows is point three. After we know that the world likes it, after we know that it can showcase who we are if we let it, number three comes into place. Videos create connection. Now, I know what you're thinking. They don't create the same level of connection as a personal face-to-face. You watching this video is not the same as if you or I were out to dinner, having a cocktail, and dead talking about business or life. That is a much more intense personal connection we would be having at that moment, and it's not replaced by video. Video doesn't just make that different or not as effective. Yes, but then to turn that around and say, well, then it's not effective at all is asinine. Of course it's effective. You're just you're not putting the two and two together. They can be different things. These are not mutually exclusive. So video creates connection. I don't know, how clear is this? I mean, are there actors you feel like you know? Are there people who put out content on a regular basis who you consume, who you're like, I know what they look like, I know what they sound like, but more importantly, I know what they think like? I'll use Gary Vaynerchuk as an example because he's one of the most prolific content creators in the world today. And whether you know him, like him, hate him, if you've ever listened to anything he says, you kind of get a feel of who this guy is as a person. He is not only showcasing who he is, but he's creating connection with a mass audience that gets to have that same connection with him. It's pretty rad. Now, the fourth part of why video and the truth about video is its scalable connections. So I get back to that example of you and me. We're out to dinner. We're having a cocktail. We're talking about business. We're talking about taking over the world. We're talking about content creation. We're talking about our families, whatever it is. We're having a personal human connection moment. That's irreplaceable. That's incredible. That's deep and profound. At the same time, I cannot have that dinner at 17 different places at the exact same time. I cannot be with you and another friend and another person and another group. And even if I'm with a group, I can't be with 3 groups. I can't be with 4. It's not scalable. Now, what's the definition of scalability? Like, why should we care about scalableness? Well, because if success is on the other side of relationships, if success is on the other side of who has the biggest megaphone and connection with humans, then all of a sudden, you realize your video gets a chance to do that to thousands. Now, again, let's unpack this. Because people say, well, I don't know. I don't want to be in front of thousands. Or I don't want to be viral or famous. And you won't be. Just take a pause on that. You won't be. Your video is not getting retweeted by Ellen. It's not happening. But what is happening is people are exposed to your brand, to your personality, to your ethos, to what you care about, to your service, to your product, to you. That exposure, again and again, on a scalable nature, creates connection. And you can't do that in a one-to-one style relationship. I can only take so many realtors and business partners and employees and recruits out to lunch. After that, I need another way to show up again and again in our businesses. And video is scalable. The fifth part about why video content and the truth about this foundational and crucially important thing is that it lives on. A video you do today could have a shelf life of a decade. It could live for 3 decades. It can continue to build momentum and connection over years. And this is unbelievably profound. Unbelievably profound that you could do a video and 5 years later, a customer could engage with it. That's so much deeper than a mailer, than an email that gets deleted, than a smoke, display, than a billboard. This is so much more powerful because of this, of the ability for the content to live on forever. And the last piece of this conversation today is that video can be compounded. Now, what does that mean? Let's explain this. So I put out a lot of what's up, Min, on Instagram. I put out a lot of social media content for me. For me, it's a lot. I know others that do a lot more. I know people that do a lot less, et cetera. It's a lot for me. I work hard to put out a lot of social media content. I hear things like, Do you have a job? How do you put out all this content when, don't you have a job? And I'm like, yeah, I got a job. I got a lot of responsibility. I got a lot of stuff going on. Here's the deal. Number one, I prioritize prospecting and sales and marketing because that's what pays the bills, not just focusing on the business, but focusing in the future of the business. But number two, and most importantly, is I only create content twice a week. Now, that might shock some people, but I really only create content twice a week. Number one is I'm creating this content right now with you, live. Right now, we've been on for 10 minutes. Got 5 more to go. This LiveTIme is every Tuesday at 1:30 in the afternoon. I used to do 9:30 in the morning. I try stuff out. Now I like 1:30 afternoon. I get more engagement, more people hanging out. So I do that once a week. And this video is 10 to 15 minutes long because that's all I really care to hear myself talk. The second piece of content I do per week, and sometimes I don't have them, is a podcast on Thursdays. And Thursday's podcast is like 45 minutes with a guest. Those 2 pieces of video content are compounded over and over again every single week. You can take clips from those video pieces of content. You can create still shots and quotes. You can take the text down. You can take the audio down and just reshare the audio, whether it's in the podcast network or on any other social platform. Your content can be multiplied. Video content can be multiplied. I'll give you another example. Some people say, hey, should your podcast be filmed? I say absolutely every time. Absolutely every time. Number one, it's a medium some people want to engage with you on. So that's epic. Number two is you get multiple uses out of that content. It's compounded and it can be used over and over and over and over again. So the truth about video content is you can't stay away from it. You have to play in it. You have to play in video content Instagram. You have to play in video content Facebook. You have to play in video content. If you don't, you're abdicating this gigantic space where humans are connecting. You're just saying, nope, I'm not going to connect with all those humans are, all my past customers, all my realtors, or I'm just going to stay out of that connection opportunity. You're absolutely going to lose in the long run because you're not in that place building the long-term relationship. Period. End of story. The truth about video content is we freaking love it. We spend billions of dollars to put videos in front of everyone. It showcases who you are. It gives you the platform to show exactly who you are and what you do. What's up, Scott? This is another guy that gets it. You can create connection. You can create connection at scale. Video lives on in perpetuity. It's on your YouTube channel. It's on your social. It continues to build momentum over the years, and it can be compounded. You can take a video, a 15-minute video, and you can make 17 other pieces of content from that one video to share your message, share yourself, share your purpose with the community you want to impact. I got an OK Boomer on Instagram, which means I am absolutely crushing. I'm a millennial by 1 year, young man. Okay? Just don't let the receding line hear you. Millennial, 1 year. OK Boomer is honestly one of the greatest things that has ever come out of the social landscape. So I don't care what you sell, what you do, what you're passionate about, you need to play in video. You got to dump the excuse that no one likes you, that you don't sound great, that you don't look great. That's all crap. You have friends. You already know that people like you because you hang out with those people. And so guess what? There's a million more of those people in the world that want to hang out with you too. They just don't live down the street. You didn't become friends growing up. You didn't go to college together, but they exist on social platforms. And the second you get out of your own way and put your own ass out in the world, you realize, wow, not physically. Okay, OnlyFans, that's not what I'm talking about. When you put yourself out there in an environment, Darth, it's okay, dude. Boomer all day long, bro. It's hysterical. I'm in. When you put yourself out there in authentic ways, you attract that community in. Dude, and if you're in sales, and by the way, all of you are in sales. I hate people who are like, sales, everything sales. If you're a teacher, you're in sales. You're selling your kids on the content you're providing them. Dude, sales is everything. And if you're in sales, then don't you want to be with, selling, and serving the community, the people that you already resonate with, that you already get to know? A great example on social media right now is that as I've continued to step into content strategy, meaning putting out my message and sharing what I'm passionate about and what I'm doing with my career and what's happening in the industry and my thoughts on blah, 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 as I've done that, guess what's happened? I've attracted the group that is like, yeah, I like this guy's vibe. And I've pushed out the group that's like, this guy's a clown. I hate this guy. They just stop following me. Oh my God. They just disappear. One day they're gone. And it's like they didn't, because in the reality of human life, the trolls don't exist. People aren't out there just to shit on other people. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. If that's one of your fears of videos, someone's going to say something and yell at me. It's not true. All right. The people that come out and just berate you you're never going to get that level of fame. Don't worry about it. And I've in my years of putting out content like this, I've really I've had one person send me a literal terrible thing, like one person. The rest just goof and joke, and you can't embarrass me if I'm embarrassing myself. So, hello, it doesn't matter. But this viewpoint on video content is crucially important for you to understand. For me, it was an aha moment. That one-to-one belly-belly sales relationship that I was developing with partners when I realized, holy crap, the whole opportunity is available to me at scale on these social platforms where everybody's hanging out already. It's available to you too. Just go be yourself. Go put yourself out there. You cannot reach the levels of success in your life that you want in your business without having a firm understanding of how to leverage video content. You can't. You can still have great levels of success. I just think you're not going to have the levels of success that you really want and you're capable of unless you realize this is a platform you have to plan. And it's free. It costs $0. And you get to play in this magic place where all these thousands and thousands of people are. John Davis bumped that guy for being negative. Dude, he's living his life. I popped into his stream. But here's my point. Don't take yourself so seriously. The world is ending anyway. You're only going to live so long. I know that sounds a little morbid, but like what? So somebody didn't like you on the internet? I'm telling you right now, your professionalism, your passion, your product, your service is more important than one person who goes, I don't like that person, and they unfollow. The thousands and hundreds of people that do follow, that reconnect and engage, is the audience you want anyway. Because it's not about being famous. It's not about going viral. That stuff's garbage. None of that happens in real life. Real life, nobody has that experience. We don't get our 15 minutes of fame. What we get is a chance to explain ourselves, share our passions, engage with human beings, and have an extremely successful career. That's what we get. That's the life. That's what's going to happen. So start making video content every day. Last piece I'll share as I close down is the frequency. You can't have a conversation about video content without talking about frequency. Frequency in social media and frequency in real life are radically different things. Let's say that you are a damn good mortgage professional. You would never, unless you're a psychopath, call an agent that you want to work with every single day. Hey, can I have a meeting? Hey, can I have a meeting? Hey, who do you use for lending? Can I be your lender? You would oh my God, it'd be insane. They would be like, stop calling me dear God. And it'd be one of the fastest rejections you get is you call someone every single day. But on social, it's different. On Instagram just now, I've had people pop in and out for the last 18 minutes. On Facebook and LinkedIn, I can see people popping in and out on different channels for a few minutes at a time. No one's consuming hours of your content that you might put out there. So the opportunity is you get to show up on a repeated basis, sharing your message and passion over and over again. Not with the same video, but on a different day with the same potential message. You have to understand social. Look at your own behavior on social media. Are you just a kind of a scroller? Hey, you check in, you pop in every now and then, you check out some stuff, you throw some comments in, then you check back out. Maybe you find something you like, you bookmark it for later. That's how the world works. So you on social can show up every single day. And as long as you're showing up with something you're personally passionate about and not just some boring sitting there feeling like I have to do this. I was told I have to make a video every day. If you come in with that attitude, you're screwed. But if you come in and bring your passion, bring your enthusiasm, bring what you're excited about, share your message, you can do that every single day. And again, as you do that, you'll attract the audience that's into your vibe. That's the game. The game is relationships at scale. The game is connecting with humans. So go connect with humans. I'll see you on the internet.